What's going on, my beautiful people from YouTube? Guys, this morning, things changed. I was going to make a simple video, and things just kept evolving. So I'm going to expand a little bit and not only tell you about a new coin, but I'm also going to show you how to make money right now on this coin. And it's going to help the market. You're helping people while making money. It's pretty exciting. But before I do that, I do want to cover three things as usual. So first, we're going to start with giveaway. I want to make sure I give away and give credit to somebody that, left a comment yesterday. Secondly, I'm going to go over the coin. I want to tell you about this coin, why I believe in it, and why I think it's going to soar. And this is only the beginning. Third, well, I want to show you how to make money. Because at the end of the day, if we're all in crypto and we're losing money, that's no fun. So let's get right into it. Yesterday, I posted this video, and during the video, I asked you to comment something specific. And I only got 3 comments. Myself, Pedestal, which I'm going to guess it's Aaron, and Super Kitty. Super Kitty, reach out to me on Twitter, and I have a special NFT for you. Right now, the library is not complete for the NFTs I will be giving away, so you're going to get something from my own collection. So whatever I have in there, it's now yours. So reach out on Twitter. While talking about Twitter, if you guys don't follow me on Twitter, you should, and I'll show you why. Check this out. So that's me. If you just look up action_CEO, I will get action CEO without the underscore. I promise. I'm working on it. But today, this is what I was working on. I put a little post up about 2 hours ago saying, hey, this should be fun. Quant Network token QNT went up 25% overnight. Now we're watching it. It's going to go up after it hits 120. And I mean, I'm no magician. I was just reading charts alongside a few other people. Look at that. That's when it hit 120. And it just popped from there. It's been bouncing up and down between 140, 135, 150, but those are pretty good gains to have in not a lot of time. So keep that in mind. So if you follow me on Twitter, I'm trying to be more active on there, but you might just end up making a good amount of money. Now, before I get into this next piece, remember, I'm just some dude on the internet trying to tell you what I think, telling you what I'm doing. Not necessarily investment advice, because I ain't getting paid for this. Not even the channel gets paid. So I'm just trying to help you guys out. Maybe build a brand new community that's doing something awesome in here. So let's get right into it. Quant Network. Yeah, I got a slideshow. I know. I'm nerding out on this one. It's too exciting for me not to do this. So Quant Network. It's the integrating blockchains without adding a blockchain. Like this might sound complicated. It's not. I'm gonna try to break it down as simply as I can. I'm not gonna go into very nitty-gritty details, but I do want you to take a look at the things that I always say is important when you're looking at a new coin. And the first thing that I think everyone needs to do is look at the CEO, look at who the team is. And I could go over everybody on the team, and they have a pretty good team. But just looking at Gilbert, not Gilbert Grape, man, I can't stop thinking of that movie when I read his name every time. But he's done some pretty cool things. As far as big companies, I mean, he's been part of BP, HSBC, like he's been with some pretty big organizations. Not only that, he's been with, the Ministry of Justice and, Bank of England. Like that's pretty impressive to have in your resume. And that also means that you're pretty well connected when it comes to cybersecurity and all things blockchain. Because at the end of the day, these companies might not have blockchain things set up, but I guarantee you they're not only talking about it, they're implementing it on the back end as well. And this is where his, background kind of comes into play. And this is like old, right? So we got even more new stuff here. He was 2 years with the Federal Reserve System. Everybody knows that blockchain is the future. They're working on stuff. So if you have somebody that has been involved this deeply when it comes to finances of a country, guess what? He knows a thing or two. Not only that, you got somebody that's on the European Commission board. That's a pretty big deal. Not only that, add to that, you got he founded the blockchain ISO standard. At the end of the day, he's trying to standardize things, and this puts him in a great position to make this company very, very profitable, right? Like if you think about it, he's got the connections, he's got the background to be able to take this thing to the next level. All right, what is this thing? Like what's it all about, and why does it even matter? Most of all, like this guy's a CEO. So let's talk about what he thinks about the blockchain. Like what's in his mind? Like how does he think this thing's going to be able to move forward? He understands this very basic principle. You can't control other people. Not only can you not control other people, you can't control businesses or other countries. I mean, try to think about, oh yeah, guess what, US, you're now going to utilize XRP. That's the new thing that you have to use. End of story. That's what we're going to build on and move forward. He understands people aren't going to budge like that. Businesses are more likely to adopt new technologies if they're going forward, but good luck trying to get a whole country to do something. I know that Ada is working towards something like this, which is kind of awesome, but it's very difficult for you to do something along those lines. So he also gets that blockchains don't always meet the need. What does that mean exactly? Well, at the end of the day, you can build something and it might be wonderful for the first, second year, but it might not be what you need long term. Sometimes you build something with, let's say speed in mind, and you didn't think about the scalability. Let's say that business that built something now, is 4 times the size of what it was before, and they weren't expecting that growth. Well, that blockchain might be a little bit not robust enough to be able to handle those things. So people need to keep in mind that this is an evolving technology. Like at the end of the day, Bitcoin is all great. I mean, I'm all for Bitcoin, but it is super, super slow. I don't think anybody was thinking about that when it was first implemented. They didn't have in mind, oh yeah, we're going to use Bitcoin as a new form of currency. So when I go out to the store to buy some bread, I need to sit around for half an hour to make sure that my transaction clears. Like that doesn't work, right? So it's not that it's a flawed system. There's no possibility for you to think of everything when you're first building a blockchain. Not only that, creating new blockchains costs time and money. And when I say time, I'm talking about roughly 8 months. That's the average development time for a new blockchain. And for you to get that done in 8 months, you're looking at about $4 million to put together a new blockchain. So he gets that making things new, it's not very fun when it comes to spending money or time. So he gets all of these things, and his idea is, how can I fix it? Not only fix it, how can I make it better? Because if you're trying to fix something, you're going to rebuild it. You're going to start from scratch. So what are we doing here? What's Quant doing? Well, multiple blockchains. That's the answer, right? So if your old blockchain doesn't work, just jump on to another one. Yeah, that works for some things. But at the end of the day, if you think about it, you're going to have a completely decentralized system that, one hand can't talk to the other. You don't know what each other is doing, and that just doesn't work. So how do you approach this? How do you move forward in putting all of these things together? Well, here's how they're coming, together, putting all of these things together, how they're integrating the blockchain, this blockchain technology. So you can create an additional blockchain to manage, cross-chain ledger, which will end up creating unlimited amounts of cross-chain. So you create a blockchain, talk to a blockchain, talk about a blockchain to another blockchain. If a new blockchain comes out, think about that. It's a mess. There's no way it's ever going to be scalable. So that's out of the question. So what do we do instead? Well, they came up with an operating system that does it a little bit differently. They call it future-proof because instead of being a brand new blockchain, it's not a blockchain at all. Instead, it sits on top of the blockchain and allows people to communicate with any blockchain they want. It's genius. Let's talk about how it actually functions and how this thing actually works. So the Overledger Network, that's where all of these things are taking place at. Anyone can create apps utilizing the Overledger OS, which it is proprietary, patented, and you don't have full access to the back end, which is not the way that things normally work on the blockchain. However, it's the only way they can make it work to be able to have a company monetize it and have their tokens skyrocket. So what does this all mean? You can create an app. When I say you, I do mean you. They're not only doing this for businesses, they're actually opening it up to corporations and individuals. The fees on that do vary. So with organizations and corporations, they're going to be looking at how big your corporation is, what your utilization is. And for individuals, it's more of a fixed price. So developers are, much more encouraged to jump onto their platform, which is actually pretty stinking cool. Now, the applications are treaty contracts, and the reason they're treaty contracts is because they're not, a standalone type of thing. They are dApps. So I know everybody have, probably heard of dApps before, decentralized applications. This takes it to the next level. So it's a multi-chain decentralized application, right? So now instead of having an application sitting on one blockchain, it's an application that can communicate with multiple blockchains. This is what it means to take things to the next level. Now, you can create those applications across those platforms. And it's a really cool idea if you think about it, in the sense that, let's say one blockchain suits some of your needs, but not all. And you want to implement another one and say, hey, I want to take the security features from X and utilize the speed from Y. And you get to merge things together. And I do this a lot, and it's really awkward sometimes, but that's all right. I put it in my videos. It's just a genius idea to take advantage of what's already built and allow people to build on top of it. Now, these are some of the blockchains that they are already integrated with. So Ethereum, XRP Ledger, you got the Bitcoin. Then you have like corporate ones, right? So you got Hyperledger, Fabric, Corda. Here's the thing that people aren't necessarily talking about that I think means a lot. Countries are now developing their own currencies. The EU is developing their own wallet, their own currency to go along with it. There is no way you're going to be able to get countries to fudge and say, oh, you need to be on this blockchain. It's the best way to go. There's no way you're going to be able to do that. And if countries want to interact with one another, this is the answer. And this is the only thing out there that provides this type of service. And the price of it, it's still cheap. I know. I showed you that, that 120, it was going to go up. It's still going up. And I think that this is the same thing as those retirement coins that people talk about. It's your Bitcoin, but you're able to get in early. You're talking about a $50,000 product in my mind. That's what this is. I honestly believe that this project is one of those things that has not even begun to scratch the surface. And we're going to see a whole lot more from it. And the reason I say this is because of the action we just started to see. Like, this is brand new, guys. I don't know if you understand, but this is actually super fresh. And I want to show you what I mean by that. If I go here on my screen sharing, and I guess this is going to be my point number 3. So we already talked about the giveaway. We talked about how the Quant Network works. And now we're going to talk about money. And here's what happens. They just launched on Binance, right? And their token is finally available to more users. A lot of people only use one platform. So if you weren't on the other platforms, you would have been in trouble. You wouldn't been able to pick this up. But now you can. This is where making money off of arbitrage comes in. So arbitrage is nothing more than finding lower prices in one platform and pushing it to the next. Yeah, I told you that it was going to pump at 120, and it did. That's great. But reading charts is so much work. Honestly, it really is. It's a lot of work. And you got to have the time to do it. I personally don't have the time to do it. Every once in a while when I get into a chat or I'm researching a coin, which is why I was saying that I was looking into it. I was doing my due diligence to be able to bring this information to you. And I came across that thing. So if we take a look at Binance right now, we're looking at $132.20. That's how much the coin is going for. Now, if we go over to DEX tools and we see what's happening in Uniswap, we're at 131. If we jump over to KuCoin, this one is sitting at 134. And if we look at Coinbase Pro, this is going for 136, 137. So there is a lot of variance when it comes to price. And right now, it's actually not that bad. Earlier today, it was off by $30. Like, that means that every coin you hold, you can make $30 off of it. It might not seem like a lot, but it adds up super quick. And I always end up doing this. I'm like, I'm going to do it live. So let's do this thing live. So let's say I have 20 coins. And one place I just bought, like, I don't even have to have anything. Let's say I just bought 20 coins for a price of 130. And then I go to another exchange and I sell that same coin for 140. Right? Like, so now I just spent $2,600 for 130. But now I'm going to go sell it, those same 20 coins for 140. I'd just make $200 with one transaction. That would take minutes. Multiply that. If you can do that a few times, you're doing 200, 200, 200, 200, 200. And that's why rich people make money, because you can always make money on top of money. And the arbitrage, really comes into play when you have something like, let's say we got 136 right now with Coinbase Pro, and over here, we're at 130. So that's $5. Not that much money, right? Multiply that. Depending on how much money you're putting in, there is some major, major gains to be had. So keep that in mind. Arbitrage, especially when coins are just launching, if you see something launching recently on a new platform, this tends to happen a lot. And it's up to you and I to be able to help the rest of the world and level out the prices in these platforms. We're just doing them a favor. We're evening things out, right? That's the way I look at it. We're just going to make sure that we're buying the low and selling the high until the price, kind of standardizes. We're doing them a favor. That's the way to look at it. As always, I know I don't say this enough. Smash that like button and help out the channel, because I am having a blast, an exhausting blast, making these videos and sharing information with all of you guys. It's been incredible to think like, oh yeah, I know a little bit about the blockchain. I know a little bit about how things work. And then when I start talking to people, like, really, that's what you do? I guess I know more than I realized, huh? And not only that, being able to answer some of your questions down below in the comments, that has been one heck of a ride. Being able to remind people, don't share your private key. I know it sounds simple, but educating people on the blockchain and helping this thing become, the standard across the board, become the standard around the world. It honestly makes me feel like I'm making a difference. I'm making an impact, which is why I'm going to continue to make these videos, and I'm going to try to make them, better every single time. So if you ever see something that you're like, I don't like the way you did that, criticize me. Please let me know in the comments. I want to hear back from you. I want to know from you guys what I can improve on, because that's the only way the channel is going to grow, is if I take that feedback and I act on it. And that's my plan. I've asked a bunch of you to hold me accountable to certain things, and please do so, because my goal is to provide all of you with value, provide all of you with hopefully a good retirement if you kind of hear some of the things out that I've been talking about. So with that, you all are fantastic. I can't wait to drop another video. I have a lot of things that I'm researching, because you all have requested a few different coins for me to take a look at. And yeah, I'll leave it here, and I'll see you guys on the next one. So these post-credit chats have been honestly my favorite. It feels like it's like the, MCU universe, or, you're waiting for the credits to roll after that Marvel movie so you can go see if Nick Fury is going to show up or something. Like, it's been super fun. I was going to ask, I just thought about this, if you guys rather, like DC or Marvel better, but let's be serious. I mean, DC has been sucking recently. So instead, if you don't mind telling me what you like best to trade on, if it's, Uniswap and you just got your MetaMask wallet, or if you're on KuCoin, if you're using Binance, if you're using Coinbase, whatever it is, drop it down below. I'd love to know what it is that you guys are using. Take care. I'll see you guys in the next one.